Hello, I prefer to keep my name anonymous for now, so let me get straight to the point. I am from Florida, and I have always loved traveling and discovering new places. A month ago, I decided to take my first trip abroad to Iraq. I was curious about its culture and history, and I thought it would be an adventure. Unfortunately, it turned out to be my first and last trip overseas. When I landed in Iraq, I met a man who offered to help me find an apartment. He said he could get me a spacious, modern, fully furnished place for a reasonable price. It sounded convenient, so I agreed to rent it for $400 for 1 month. After a long day of walking around the city and soaking in the new sights, I finally reached the apartment late at night, completely exhausted. I had read somewhere that people in the Arab world sometimes sleep on their rooftops during warm nights to enjoy the fresh air. I thought that would be an interesting thing to try, so I grabbed a mattress, carried it up to the roof, laid it out, and fell asleep almost immediately around 10 p.m. I was so tired that I did not even notice anything around me until about 4 hours later, when something woke me up. I opened my eyes and felt the strange, chilling feeling that I was not alone. I looked around in the darkness and, to my horror, saw half of a man's head peeking over the edge of the neighboring rooftop. He was just sitting there completely still, staring straight at me. His breathing sounded slow and oddly cold, and there was this faint, unsettling smile on his face. It was so dark that I could not see his full face, or even his skin tone clearly. I froze in place, unable to move, or even think straight for a few seconds. Finally, instinct kicked in. I jumped up, grabbed my phone, ran down the stairs, and locked myself inside. My hands were shaking as I called the local police and told them that someone was spying on me from the next rooftop. I filed a report, and about 2 hours later, the police went into the man's place. They found him drunk, holding a knife. He was apparently planning to come over and attack me while I slept. When the police questioned him, he tried to twist the story and said that I was the one who had threatened him and told him I would break into his house. None of that was true. Thankfully, the police realized he was lying and arrested him. He turned out to be mentally unstable and dangerous. That night, I stayed awake, grateful that I had woken up in time. Early the next morning, I booked the first flight back to Florida to be with my family.